their main argument here was that there's too much backlog. That's the entire point of the affirmative, is that the backlog is only occurring because of the inconsistencies and people are pulling out. Also, you have to consider the fact that if there is no EB5 permanent program, then that means that there'll be an infinite backlog because the program won't exist anyway. So it means you disregard this argument. That means this is the only thing they've contested throughout the entire debate besides what was answered in the 1AR, which means that the EB5 does solve. That's extending the Britchko and Karskiro 16 car because of temporary extensions. It solves the backlogs anyway, which they have not directly contested. They've just stated the fact and then given no evidence as to why. Next, they've dropped all of our impacts on the housing advantage. They've dropped them, which means we win that. They've dropped the uncertainty impacts, which means we win. We have that leads to economic decline, leads to war, and also Trump diversionary war. And on the interdependence, they've also dropped this, which means we have that impact. Next, on the brain drain. So on both of the DAs, you can close on both of them. They have not answered our uniqueness sum the entire debate, which they even asked about in the first cross-ex. The second cross-ex. The entire point is that because the program has been extended before, that means that all of their impacts should have triggered. They haven't. That means you can't evaluate any of their impacts anyway. They have no impacts, which is our uncontested impacts. That means it's an automatic win for the AF. Even if you do believe and wish to weigh this impact, they said that brain circulation does not exist as a first argument, but their Harvey 8 card says that it does exist anyway, so they're contradicting themselves, but also extending our Marley and Ulrich 17 card, there actually is, this is their turn, which they have not answered, that the remittances that the people provide once they're investing and send back money is a whole reason why the plan is also necessary, so they've not answered. They also said we have not answered their entire war impact. That's irrelevant because they, for one, haven't extended the impact, but also we've proven that their impact won't occur. And also, they have no link. Their entire cards are talking about worker visas, which is completely irrelevant because EB5 is not allowing anybody to work. It's just allowing people to invest money, which creates jobs, yes, but they're not directly working, so there's no risk of that. Next, on the terrorism DA. Again, with the uniqueness stump, their impact should have occurred, so you can't evaluate them anyway. They also said that their first argument was that increasing terror because of more people, but again, they have not contested our Bauman card the entire time, which is that USCIS has increased security on EB5, which means that there is no risk of this. Even if there is a small risk, they don't even have their impact anyway, so you can't evaluate the uniqueness stump. They said that more recent doesn't matter, but this is just ridiculous. Of course recency matters. They're not taking into account this new thing that occurred, and if they're not taking that into account, then that means that all the information is being processed, which is just bad for debate in general.
This is going to take a while. I might want to read this now.
Okay.
It's really
Next
long.
on the campaign, about 2 minutes.
Go. All right.
They keep talking about how we don't care about small people. They don't have a card for this one. 2, this has no impact, so it doesn't matter anyway. And 3, we do care about small people. We get 30,000 jobs for quote-unquote small people. Also, the people would be worse off if the economic decline occurred anyway, and there's diversionary war. They're going to be the most accurate. Next, framework.
Yep.
Okay. The basic desirability against the plan's extended framework of the plan implementation versus the status quo, competitive counterplan, and alternative. Key fairness because any intervention, no basis for boost the YC self-swing with a negative. For our families, the reason extend Forza Rogers and Lynn for 17. Debating immigration policies about politics is a critical step in challenging anti-immigration laws and policies. Next, extend commencement 90. Maximizing all lives, only way to affirm equality. Next, extend 3, extend Office 5. Ethical policy making requires calculation of consequences. They have not contested our framework in the last few speeches, so we win framework, which means we should win the debate anyway, even if you don't believe we win the previous things. We aren't going for the perm double bind. Just extend AF and the all. Perm to the AF and the all. It is easier to implement radical ideas when not under the threat of nuclear war and extension, which they have not answered the entire time. Next, extending very 15. EB5 program pragmatically implemented, create ethical financing and for sustainable capitalism. The world is also getting better because of capitalism. Poverty is down and equality of life is up, Bauman 17, which they have not answered. This card in and of itself wins the entire debate. For one, now that they have not answered it, it means that capitalism solves for child mortality, hunger, illiteracy, pollution, and poverty. Which is the entire reason of itself for the AF to win. Next, extend Kalinsky 11. Capitalism is adaptive, starting off liberalism above, or rather a feature. So this entire debate, they have not extended any of their impacts. We've also proven that their impacts are improbable anyway, and they have not contested any of our impacts. Which means that you can completely weigh our impacts and you cannot weigh theirs in the first place. Our impacts are going to occur, and they also outweigh on, they both outweigh on magnitude, but the probability is 100% because we have proven they have not tested that. Well, their probability is 0%, which means we must put it at.